Welcome to the VAR Podcast. I remain your host, Ambassador. Today with me we have Dr. Ezeugo Uchechukwu Adimnweruke, Esquire. He is the spiritual director, Ezeugo Temple of Grace, and Enugu East Chairman, NANTMP. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much, my brother.
All right, without much ado, want to ask a very direct questions.
Okay.
The people selling spiritual materials, are they native doctors too, with respect to what's ongoing in Enugu to taxing them by the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism?
All right. Thank you for the question. And I'm glad I'm welcome here. These are traders.
Okay.
Any human being from 6 years and above will understand that when you see someone in a shop with items inside it, he's a trader or she's a trader. That is not how a native doctor's shrine looks like. The people that sell spiritual items are businessmen and women. They are traders and they pay the required government taxes. They don't have a link. That is not a shrine, for Christ's sake. They are not native doctors. Some of them maybe practice spirituality. You get? But there is this distinction. It's not the same. It's not the same. You can't classify them together. You can't bring them together. If you must link them together, you go to the person's shrine. If you are sure he or she is a spiritualist or is or has a chamber or is a native doctor, but as long as it's a shop with spiritual items inside it, the person must be classified as what he or she is, a trader or a businessman or a woman. So that is it.
Okay, now with the recent happenings, we've seen one incident where the task force, they went to Nkanu, they also went to some places in Nsukka, but the most striking one where we saw you came out to advocate was a woman at Nchatancha.
Yes.
So what is this whole thing trying to drive out at?
All right. When you were introducing me, you introduced me as a chairman, NANTMP.
Yeah.
NANTMP is an acronym, and it stands for National Association of Nigerian Traditional Medicine Practitioners. And I'm the Enugu East local government chairman of this association. It's not a new association. The association is over 20 years in existence. In fact, our national chairman is from the northern extraction, and he visited Enugu last year December. You get? So this lady happens to be a member of this association. You get? She's a member. She's registered because she's a spiritualist. You know, by color. It's a vocation. And we've been hearing of this task force moving around, harassing native doctors and market women, traders. So, and we've been looking for the best way to tackle this. We've gone several to the ministry. We've discussed with the commissioner. This started since last year.
Yeah.
And it's like all our efforts to make the ministry see reasons why this approach is wrong and very, very wrong was futile. Those our efforts were so futile. We went to the radio several. I've spoken publicly and privately to the heads of this ministry, Culture and Tourism. Yet they were hell-bent on doing the wrong thing. So we received a call immediately that this illegality was happening in Nchatancha.
Yeah.
And as a leader, I asked them few questions. Who are they? Who did they say they are? And from what they told me, they said it's the Minister of Culture and Tourism. They were asking for her certificate of practice. I mean, practice of what practice? They said, as long as she's selling spiritual material, that she must have a certificate or license from the ministry. I said, how? What's the link between culture and tourism and religion? This is African traditional religion, not a social cultural activity. African traditional religion, just like Christianity, just like Islam, just like Buddhism, Hinduism, Krishna. Just to not mention but a few. Why is this? Why is our own causing a problem? You are a registered member of an association that is legally registered in Nigeria, and someone wants to give you certificate for what before you sell your items. And as an Enugu trader, you abide by the tax laws. You pay your tax, because if she has said the people that came, we are tax force from local government or from government for tax, I would have said, oh, pay your tax, or let's talk, But this is purely on spiritual matter, and the work schedule of culture and tourism does not cover such. The commissioner should show the Enugu her work schedule. If it comprises spiritual matters, then we follow her, and we don't just follow. We sit down and discuss how these things will work, because this is our state. This is Nigeria. It belongs to all of us. So if you are in a public position, you are there for us. So whatever law or activity that you want to include us, we must be included in the day you are making the law. You cannot plan my future without me. You see, we have to sit down and discuss this. We've tried to settle this. We've tried to let her understand this, but it got to this point now.
Yeah.
And that is not giving Enugu a good sight. It's not good. So I had to move in, because I am the local government chairman. It's happening under my local government. I called the area commander, because I thought his men were involved.
Yeah.
And from our previous meetings, he has assured us that his men cannot be involved in illegalities, because they understand the law. We have a commissioner of police in Enugu who understands the law too. So he cannot, he knows the law. You see, there are things you cannot involve police in. So they refuse to be involved in Enugu East, because we have a good relationship with the area commander who knows the law. Now I called him. He said his hands are not there, his voice cannot do such. Now I moved in. I went to Nchatancha. I saw by myself that many of their shrines were sealed. A man there brought out his certificate, his NANTMP certificate, and showed me another license that baffled me. He was licensed, this under an association as a native doctor in 1973. An old man. They came, they harassed him, they bullied him, they sealed his shrine. Under what law in Enugu State? Who gave you such power? Where show us the law?
But I was thinking that there was this. Is there any agreement, or did you people receive any such thing that there is a movement to curb fake native doctors, just like the homeland law in Anambra State?
Okay, thank you very much. On that issue, sometime last year, we had this issue of Ezeugo from Ezeugo.
Okay.
And it triggered some kind of behavior in Enugu. So local government started coming up with a lot of invitations, calling all the native doctors to come and register and do this. When we are seeing this, we discovered that you see, you cannot just certify a native doctor just to collect his money. You collect money and give him or her certificate. That is not regularization. You are not regulating them. You don't fish out the criminals with collecting money and issuing me certificate. That does I don't see how that will help fish out the wrong ones. Wrongdoing is an intention. Before a crime is completed, two things must be involved: the intention and the action. You get?
Yeah.
So someone whom you feel that is free of crime today can commit it tomorrow. So regularizing the traditional medicine or dibias in Enugu should not involve give me money and collect certificates. No. So the ministry, the governor of Enugu State, through the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, last year summoned us and asked for proper documentation of all traditional medicine practitioners in Enugu. A smart move. We have a smart governor. You know, we cannot, everybody cannot act the same.
Yeah.
This guy is just smart, and we are in a smart era. So he wanted to follow it the right way, and we started what we called capturing of data. You pay straight to the IGR account. You come back to the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, and they issue you government receipt. You see the process?
Yeah.
And we do this through the separate and different associations, because that is the best way to handle anything. You don't work with us individually. You let them come as cooperatives, as organizations, and that is the best way to handle anything. And that's the best way government does their thing. You know, when I was in agriculture, running my agro business, government will tell you, go and form cooperatives, come as cooperatives.
Yeah.
It's the best way to do these things. So you cannot jump these already organized associations and start dealing with these people one by one individually. No, you are encouraging something else. There is something you don't want to see. Something is fishy there. So we started this process, and my association NANTMP, from the record there, we came first in everything. We are the most registered till today. Every local government started gingering their people. Bring your data, your name, your address, the address of your office, your phone number, your picture. They were bringing these things. After some weeks, we'll go and pay into the government account and bring the printout to the ministry, and they write receipt for us official. After this, our data capturing, the government organized the first of its kind traditional medicine trade fair in Enugu. The government spent money. We paid the sum of 20,000 naira to that effect. Everybody was happy that finally something good is about to come out. You know, a support system, because we are scientific. A spiritualist, a dibia is scientific. We discover healing materials, we discover medicines, we cure a lot of diseases, you know. And we went for the trade fair. Everybody brought whatever he or she has, and the government saw these things. The government was impressed, and they asked us to go, that they are going to come again, that we should go and do more research. They handed also over to TICAM under Minister of Health to watch these things, screen this, because you cannot just produce a medicine and start advertising them without proper screening and research. And that is when license comes in.
Exactly.
But if you are in your chamber, some of our medicine are secret. You cannot, just like some medicines in the stores, the production is secret. But there is always a ministry that is in charge of screening these things and making sure that you are using the right product for the production of the medicine.
Yeah.
So in the African native medicine, most of the items used for these things are secret. You see? So Yet the government encouraged us to bring this thing so that we can help Enugu and Nigeria as a whole. They promised to even import a lot of machines for us, because you empower scientists. You don't tax scientists. You empower them because they are the backbone of the medical world. You see? Now, we followed everything the government asked us to do. We were following this until, boom, from nowhere, culture and tourism came. That they want all the DBS in Enugu to come, that they are the ones in charge. We tried to go and listen. And when we were listening, we discovered a glitch.
So what's that glitch there?
The glitch was that they were not following the pattern government site. The government was at the verge of instituting and encouraging traditional medicine to be a well-recognized means of healing. In fact, the government promised to us to how do I put it? To help us develop this medicine to exportation levels. A lot of promises. And mind you, all spiritualists are not herbalists.
So what's the distinction? A spiritualist?
Now, in the Igbo traditional setting, a native doctor, the native doctor is just a general name. We have specialists. Not every native doctor is a herbalist.
Okay.
They only have one thing in common. They are native altar. Some call it Abo, some call it Ogo or Halose, whatever it is, it's a native altar. But we are all different. We have pediatricians. There are DBS that are just they are focused on pregnant women and newborn babies. This is their specialization. We have orthopedic doctors as DBS. They are specialized on fixing bones and all these things.
Yeah.
We have the chief priests. This is where I fall in. We deal with Alose, not necessarily all. These chief priests do more sacrifice. And most of them are not herbalists. They don't produce any medicine.
So what that now I'm very particular about this. What does the chief priest do? Like, yes, and why is it that most times Abia on the chief priest? So what does the chief priest do? The good and the bad?
Okay, the chief priest is just a medium. He's a priest. He has an altar, and that altar is his Iru Alose or Ogo. You get?
Yeah.
And when you bring your sacrifices, he offers the sacrifice to the gods. You get? And then in return you receive what you are asking for. He performs a lot of sacrifices. Chief priests perform a lot of sacrifices, but they are just mediums between the different realms, the spirit world and the physical world. And that is what a Catholic priest is. The bishop is. These are priests. Their own work is on that altar. They counsel you, they hear from God, they tell you what they have heard, they deliver messages, but most importantly, they offer sacrifices. A lot of them, a lot of rituals. You get?
Yeah.
They are not the same with Dibia Ogu. Dibia Ogu is entirely different. Like Akwa Okoko is not a chief priest.
Okay, he's a Dibia Ogu.
Dibia Ogu. These people are just like this Ezan.
Yeah.
Is Dibia Ogu. These people are into Ekeleke. They Ogu. Herbs and roots, they pound it, add animals, and these are prayer intentions. Just like I said in one of my posts. Those things they destroyed in our homes, they are not right. You are not supposed to destroy them. They are not your problem. These are people's prayer intentions.
But sometimes they say they see some human.
There is no proof whatsoever. If such a thing was seen in our any of the pots, it will be he will rot in jail. They've not told us what really happened. You cannot agree on a plea deal on a criminal case that involves murder. complete deal for what? Murder is a capital offense, and in most nations the punishment is capital, an eye for an eye. So there is no justification for murder. You go in. The Anambra State government have not proven that there is any human DNA in any of our past charms.
But just that they like, for instance, now they say, okay, they do these sacrifice for kidnappers, they do for drug dealers, they do for
they should allow the law to run its full course, so that Akwa will have his time in court, defend himself. If he's convicted in the lower court, he should be allowed to appeal. They should not be pleading bargain all these things. See, the point is, criminals go to church too.
Exactly.
Just like I said earlier, crime is an intention perfected with action. As a spiritualist, a lot of people come to your temple, to your altar, with intentions. But the problem now lies on when someone comes with an evil intention and and yet you go ahead to aid the person, you're an accomplice. It's wrong, totally wrong. And that is why you need a lot of sensitization, because a lot of all these spiritualists don't really care. Their own is the money. Bring the money and I will do it for you. Somebody will come in your chamber and tell you that he's into a lot of bad things. You say no problem.
But can I ask you a direct question?
Yes.
As the spiritual director, have you also aided somebody that came with something that you know is not morally right?
Yes, I have not aided. I have not aided any of such, but I've come across people like that. I have come across people like that. In fact, at one point, 2 men came to the temple after the Alpha consultations. They told me that they need a mpo. Odeshi.
Okay.
I looked at them. I said, for what? They say, a man has to be, has to guard himself and stuff. I looked at them. I said, my friends, we don't do that here. And I have my reasons. I was told by Indiche that when you acquire such powers, you will be exposed to the dangers that comes with those powers. In Igbo, it will translate it. Iwompo. Eganano ni wewe. Onye gworo mkpo. Ganano riri n'iru egbe mgbe ọbụla. It attracts bullets. Like it will always expose you
to bullets.
So I was trying to give them this kind of orientation, and again I told them that the best uncle is not to be around and not to be within a danger zone. See, the best protection is not to be around, not to be within a danger zone. That your God must make sure that you are not around when such things wants to happen, or you must have left before they happen. So you what you need is spiritual protections and guidance, not
to
people that do that. And Odogu, you go to my place, all these Odogu men.
The thing is that we will still come to your place, but because of time and because of your busy schedule, I want to ask just this question, very swift. Why is it that each time we hear we're going back to our roots, most times it is being associated with maybe go back to roots, do 1 or 2 things to make money, to do this. So what exactly going back to the roots?
Okay, going back to the root is simple, but at the same time very deep. It's very deep. You see, people have tried the Western religion for years. We tried it with the false narrative peddled by the Western churches and their religion. That with Western religion, like Christianity, Islam, all these westernized this thing, that your life will be better. That Christ have paid the price. Success, prosperity. Just bring what you have. Trust in God, and He will do it for you. Sow this seed, water this seed, do sacrifice it, bring half of what you have, and watch God do it for you. This generation have seen that it's not working for them. We are human beings. We are spirit beings. You cannot deceive a spirit for a long time. The awakening is that we have seen this. Our parents lived in this promise, on this promise, and they did not reap any fruit. Our grandparents followed these steps, and it's not working. This generation said, wait, before this Western religion, people were landlords. Very few people were tenants. People were eating well. We were aging well. We were strong. We were highly spirited, with almost zero fear in the eyes of the African man. What is happening? Death everywhere. Diseases. Yet no solution. Common Ebola, we relied on, the whole of Africa relied on foreign aids. COVID came, ordinary cough. Some African scientists tried to bring in medicine, a complete cure for it. They said, no, we will not, the World Health Organization, no, we cannot permit that. Which means these people are businessmen and women. What the Westerners brought, we have perceived it, we have seen it, we have witnessed it, and it's no more working. We want to go back. Because I believe, and I've always believed, that Westerners obstructed our progress. They obstructed our organic move towards marvelous civilization. No Western country became civilized before the Africans. We know the story of Egypt, Ethiopia, and we are far west. We are far developed before. When these people were living in trees, we already have in CBD. We already have science and technology in Africa. Our own pattern of writing, our own pattern of architecture. We had a lot. We were moving. We were civilization itself. So they obstructed it because these people are businessmen. You have to bring your own down to introduce their own. It's business. You have to hate your. Look at everybody. We have an identity now. Africa, it's a dark continent. Everybody moves around with power bank, including governors. No exemption. Now we are moving back because we have witnessed, we have seen that what we are practicing is not working. Nobody forced me into or convinced me into traditional religion practice. People know me. People know me, Brother Uche. I was an evangelist for years. They know. I started carrying the Bible from the age of 6. People know these things. I studied in schools that are popular, and I was popular in those whole schools. So as we speak, people who know me will be more than the 90% of people that will watch this. They know, and they know that there has always been me. I've always been in that spiritual line, and I've always asked questions. We are moving back because we have discovered that every problem starts from the root. A tree is held is the root. A tree is not held is the root. But you know, this is humans. When you say Exodus, we are moving back. You get? A lot of people will move with the good ones. A lot of intentions will move. People will come there to scam. People will come there to mislead. People will come there to bring the whole mission down. But then, it is still the Exodus. In the Bible, every Israelite that left Egypt died on the road. None of them enter the promised land. That's the cost of Exodus. They traveled from Egypt to Canaan without one person that left Egypt entering the Canaan land. Not even one person. That movement cost them 40 years. The people that landed in the promised land were their generations to come, grandchildren. So a lot of people, within the time they were moving, making this movement, a lot of treachery, a lot of scam. A lot of people came and said, no, they are now the new leaders. Moses is dead. We are now the new leaders. So in this movement, a lot of people were identified as Bibians, but they are not. And we know. Just like in Christianity, just like in any other religion. These things will happen. And the best way to handle it is not to collect money and give me a printed paper. The government must create a religious commission in Enugu. We don't have any link with culture and tourism. Even if we have, they don't have the capacity, the mental capacity to organize in the Dibia. The government of Enugu, in his good office, should create a religious commission that will comprise both African traditional religion, Christianity, Islam, all these other church associations under one umbrella. And each one will have heads. They will be represented by their heads. And with that single organization, there will be complete regulation. Just like CAN. But this time, if you are both Christian leaders, Islamic, because Islam is here. Yeah. Judaism is here now in Enugu and it's rising. You get? Then the home owners, the African traditional religion, is the ones being maltreated. Everybody, the leaders of these different associations, will come together and form the
association.
Yes.
Or a ministry.
Or a ministry. There should be a commission. Yeah? That governs these people. So that from the leaders of this once you get the leaders of this commission, you've gotten all religion in Enugu. Every single religion in Enugu you have gotten through this commission. And somebody, maybe a special advisor or a new commissioner, should head this with the help of the leaders of these associations. And you will have total order in Enugu.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ezeugo. It's really been nice having you.
Thank you.
So we want to say thank you for this exposition. And to sum it up, what do you have to say to the government and also those that are traditional doctors, Didibia? What do you have to say? Because we have so many that are not even...
Our governor, His Excellency, Barrister Peter Mba, I've always loved him. He's a smart... I use the word smart because if you look around, without being biased, you will see that he's a smart man. Very smart. Look at what he's doing in the education sector, medical sector. You get? Primary health care. That's the main thing. Primary health care. He's doing a lot at the same time. I must commend him. You get? But he should look at this, my submission. Without a commission, a religious commission in Enugu, any Amuru can come up tomorrow again and start collecting money from anybody. That the government said, which everybody will always say, well, the governor said, I called the governor and he's not happy in what is happening in Enugu. So he asked us to, who is asking you? You think we don't know what can come out from that man's mouth? From what you are seeing around, you should know that he cannot say those things. He cannot send those people to Nchatancha. If he knows that and they are collecting this money from with personal accounts. Does the governor of Enugu have OP accounts? But we want to know OP, and sometimes they collect cash. They will collect 260,000 naira and write 150,000 naira and give you in the receipt. They collect 350,000 naira and give you the receipt of 150 and tell you that the other one is penalty. What is this? So he should look into this. Every commissioner should have a work schedule. I know. I believe this is the system. And the most viable, the closest to handling Ndidibia is the innovation, science and technology with health. Think about it. Eramiri is scientific. Ijimiri is scientific. And there are a lot more. And we should look into it. It's through this Ndidibia, in the scientific part of it, that discoveries come. They are the ones that after they will service their gods and the inspiration will come. Let me tell you, I can work in any administration, in any ministry, and give them innovation. Because I know what comes into my mind. This culture and tourism, they are busy doing a lot of things that is not helping culture and tourism in Enugu. They are doing a lot of things. So Fino is coming and performing. But that cannot bring tourism attraction in Enugu. That ministry should be making billions annually for Enugu State government. But they lack the God-given innovation. It's not by building hotel that looks like there is no hotel you will build now that Lagos doesn't have. So what brings anybody from Lagos to Enugu to come and lodge in a one room that you design? No. Something you have to work with. That is why they combine the two, culture and tourism. Whatever that will attract these tourists has to spring from your culture. That is why people move from here to another country to see something unique. Not something that you already have. The white man cannot come to Enugu to go and see the Centenary Hotel and pay money to come and see. No. Why do people travel to go and see the Hanging Bridge? People travel to go and see the Hanging Gardens, the Colosseum in Italy. They go to Egypt to see the pyramids. They tune in every day. People go to Israel, that is not a Christian nation, to see where Jesus Christ is stepped on a stone and the mark is still. I don't know whether he was walking with an iron shoe. Tourism has to be unique from your culture, because we have unique cultures. So it's not just if coming and performing every week is good, but it's not tourist attraction.
Thank you so very much for coming. We know we'll continually having you.
And please, the last part of your question to Ndidibia. You cannot force anybody not to be stupid. If you know the meaning of Dibia, knowing that is a spiritual thing, play by the rules of Ajahn. Be careful. Because that time your feet are on the ground and you are speaking, you are swearing. Whatever goes out comes back. It's karma. That is why the Igbo saying, Ofoka Dibia, is very, very rare. Dibia is not the ultimate, but it is the Ofo. And the Ofo is not that OTC Ofo. Ofo is that divine oath you took from the moment you became Dibia. It's a divine oath, sealed by blood. Once you go out of the line, it will be giving you sign. With time, it will arrest you, because Ajahn must always win. Any battle against nature goes one way. It always ends one way. Nature must win. So, and we are the representatives of Ajahn. We must be very careful. If you say you are Dibia, do your Dibia without all these things. But at the same time, you cannot use because of one rat that enter your house, set the whole house ablaze.
Wow, thank you so very much. We're not going to use because of one rat and set the whole house ablaze. Thank you, Dr. Ezeugo, for coming to the VAR Podcast. Keep on following us as we bring up critical issues that concerns us. Thank you.